Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 10. We move back to the upper bracket here as we're going to cast between Phoenixyo or Eclojo on Steam, whatever the heck, versus AGameAnx here. Gonna be a fun series, because you know I always like watching Phoenixyo die. It's gonna be Galzian versus Coalition, which is pretty fun to watch. Let's check our info.txt and see what the picks were. Obviously, A-Game is lower seed, you would expect that. He was in Group A, so... He does have the faction pick second here. So Phoenixyo gonna grab Coalition, and A-Game just matched with Galzian. A long time ago, I would have said this was his main, but I think these days he just mains all four factions, so... He bans the Boneyard. Phoenixyo doesn't ban anything, because he's like that, I don't really know. He picked the Shallows. I think he really likes this map, so this is probably just a comfort pick, but... Oh, it's Cookie, it's for casting some games of his later today. A-Game picked College Teeth, and then Tight End Passage. Now, College Teeth is often a map that we actually want to avoid when we're playing Galzian against Coalition, but he clearly does not believe that this is any problem, so... I mean, I wouldn't either, it's A-Game versus Phoenixyo, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't think that the matchup, I don't think, is bad for Galzian, so... but then he's gonna pick Tight End Passage for the next one, which I think he's doing just because nobody else has really played it, to be honest with you. That's kind of fun to see. Kartoba comes out from Phoenixyo. Actually a map that I don't think he's gonna be particularly strong on, but we'll see what happens. And then Firebase Cruel for the ace match from A-Game. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting, Sick. To be honest with you. We do have base friend inventory coming out here, so Phoenixyo gonna go for some of his turret strads, but I think this will be a good demonstration of why the turret strads do not work. So, did he smell that? Something cooking. Oh, it's Phoenixyo's hopes and dreams. Oh no, they're burning it. Oh, they're burning it really bad. Oh gosh. Yeah, but we'll see how this goes. Obviously, he does have the base runner here ready to set a turret down. I think it'll probably be like in this position, but we'll see. A-Game, of course, not playing this greedy. He has gotten Samskipper Fab out already. He's got two of them built as well, so he's going to send one out to this direction. He will probably catch this base runner then. Moving in a bit of an odd angle, by the way, because I think what he really wants to do is drop it for, like, here, but I don't know. Oh well, base runner found. Obviously, if he sets the turret down, like, right now, he will be able to fight these skins for a second, but A-Game will clear this out eventually. He's being a little bit lazy with the micro here. I think at this point, A-Game could maybe beat it. A-Game as well, though, not exactly microing the skin perfectly, but... There's the turret, though, and if A-Game's on top of it, he'll immediately focus fire that. Yep, he has done so. There's a little spot of high ground he's going to with that one skin, but yeah, he doesn't lose anyone on that, so... That's pretty bad. Obviously, that little difference in time, the base runner could have dropped that a little bit faster. It actually means a lot, right? So, this is already pretty catastrophic, I'd say, for Phoenix's plan of total base runner domination here. But he has gotten an SC out, so he's up on 2 base, so he's not, like, horribly behind. He set down a turret here on the high ground as well, just wants to be defensive. And then, I think his idea is that normally, like, when he's been playing against people, he gets some damage with this. He just defends with these turrets, he turtles, and then he basically is okay, right? But the thing is, A-Game can just jump up to 3 base, and Phoenixyo defending this base is going to be more difficult, because if he goes to set a turret down here, A-Game can have the skins in position and stop it. If it does get set down, though, I will agree. I think Phoenixyo will be in kind of a nice position there. But you can see he feels he needs to tech into LED Fab, which I agree. Skim's going to start harassing this Salvager right here. Do have a Det Pack being deployed, which I kind of like. Ah, it's pretty good. These ones are late. But that second Det Pack did get a kill there. That's Phoenixyo, so... I don't know, he has a different name on Steam. Excuse me. A-Game gonna get 2 salvages off the line here, though. And he's only traded 1 skin for this. This is totally fine for him. Pretty good micro in this guy, too. Gets him out with about 30. And we have double base runner coming out from A-Game. So I guess this is how he plans to, punish the turtles by saying, hey, look, if you're gonna stay in your base, I'm gonna double extract on you. I really like that idea. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. Here comes Phoenixyo to drop the turret down, but A-Game is here, so... I don't think this turret has a long life ahead of it. Bullying Discara is my favorite thing to do. But yeah, like I said, the problem is a lot of people don't keep contact. Like, you want to keep a front line with your opponent where you can see what they're doing. And this is what A-Game is doing here, so once that turret comes to get set down, he's ready to move in and kill it. If he doesn't do that, then yeah, Phoenix can probably get a turret set up here, maybe even 2 at that point. He can defend forever, kind of. But AGame's not gonna let that happen, right? So he just keeps contact to make sure he can see like when this is gonna come down. He's got the 2 base runners out to extract, and all of a sudden, like, Phoenixyo's plan of, well, I'm just gonna turtle starts looking really bad because he's gonna fall further and further behind. But it is fighter and gunship from Phoenixyo. Again, a little bit predictable, I think. This is what he's done pretty much every game on the shallows. But it's always worked for him, so I guess he doesn't see any reason to change. Let's see what AGame's response to this is, though, because he probably will expect that this is coming. Dart mover teching for now, which I think is answer to the turrets, like get up onto them. But we shall see. Range calibration is pretty good. Hey, it's AGame. But you can see these turrets do stop AGame from pushing in for some time. I mean, at least they're getting that value. It's just that, again, you know, he's up on 3 bases, opponent's on 2. It's AGame who wants to turtle here, right? Not Phoenixyo, so... Makes a little foray with this base runner, thinking about an artifact there, but I really don't think he can get this, so... But there's the first extract for AGame. One of these gunships is about to finish here, so AGame still doesn't have any defense against this, but he does have dart maneuver, so he can spread out here and try and take as few losses as possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the blind anti-air here in a moment, but for now, teching railgun armor, well, that's going to be pretty effective too, I suppose. Here comes that first gunship. Second one's about halfway done, it looks like. What are we walking? This is AGame versus Phoenixyo. This is quarterfinals A, I want to say. Here's that gunship. We do have dart maneuver being used, although a little bit awkwardly here, so some splash damage is still going to be taken. But he's trying to get to the base runner, as you can see. If he can pop the base runner heal, he probably only loses 2 here, so... That's going to be okay. And when the second gunship comes around, he probably will actually be able to still not take losses to it, just using that base runner heal. But there's missile ship fab, and rail armor 2 is going to be really helpful as well. So he's lost 2 railguns, so yeah, that did give some value to Phoenixyo, but not too much. I think AGame's going to be fine with this. Huh, it's interesting moving to the PC. That might have been, like, accidental? No, I don't think so. Oh, well, here comes that second gunship. Now, he wants the base runner here. That's how he deals with this. Oh, it's wasting ammo on the base runner. That's a little unfortunate. The heavy railgun is definitely a better prize here if you can go for that. I know it's like he just wants these skins, though. Well, he will get one. It's not looking terribly impressive, though. Yeah. I mean, definitely, like, the ammo he wastes on the base runner lost in a second kill there, but, like, these Gaussian units will just reheal, so that's fine damage to do if you're going to all-in right after that, but in this case, these guys will all just heal it back, so... Okay, the thing that his gunships have gotten him, though, for sure, is they've gotten him this turret, right? Because his opponent has had to pull back until he gets anti-air, so he gets his turret set up, but AGame has the army to fight this, so I mean, it's not like that's going to be a huge problem for him. Oh, and carrier power is quite an answer to turrets too, isn't it? He's got a third base runner as well, which I like to see. Gunship is going to go for the base runner now, I think just kind of in some desperation, trying to get this thing killed off before it can extract, but that doesn't seem like it'll work to me. The second gunship is about halfway recharged, but I think he's about to run out of ammo, yeah. So, AGame will probably just run this in and then get the heal off and get a bit of health back there. He has teched into AVs. He's getting vehicle damage as well, so he wants to come in with these LAVs now. This is also a very typical thing for Phoenixyo to do, is to follow up with some LAV power, but again, AGame has a very nice scouting skin here, so he sees this, and he has the answer already, I think. No ups on AGame, so if Phoenixyo can wait for like 4 seconds, which he will have the upgrades, which AGame will not. But I still think, like, numbers-wise, they're about even here, so... Actually, AGame even just a little bit ahead. So with his carrier here, too, he's definitely going to be able to hold this off. Not to mention, these assault railguns definitely will be contributing to this fight. The gunship could maybe skew it, right? But it's difficult, because he's going to have to fly under the anti-air to do it. This is 4th artifact, and this is 5th, by the way. So obviously, if AGame can get these 2 out, he just wins the game right here. So this is not looking great for Phoenixyo, I'll just have to say. He must stop the space burners. That's why he moves out here. He's got to do it. A couple AVs is actually going to go a long way. I actually would not like to see him get the armor upgrade, because he's not going to invest in this, I don't think. He needs to move into some other tech here, like... ACs maybe, but how much time is he gonna have? This is not really a good situation to be in. For now, he's going for this missile battery, or missile ship, that is. At least when Heal could buy a little bit of time here. But... oh, they're both on cooldown. I see. Become the skims now, but the gunship is actually there. He did kill the missile ships. This is actually pretty good for Phoenixyo. Uh-oh, AGameAnx wants to get away from this one, I think. Oh my. He actually takes a lot of damage here. Ooh, he's kind of sliding these assault rails into a dangerous position as well. And all of a sudden, this looks kind of okay for Phoenixyo. But these LAVs are still getting really, really thin. Eventually, these assault railguns will be enough to just take him out, I think. These AVs are not going to get too much further. Yeah, showing signs of life there, but I guess it didn't really go anywhere. Again, this is the game-winning artifact if it gets out, so... if Phoenixyo can't kill this thing somehow, he just straight up loses the game right here. I think if I were A-game, this would be kind of an F2 quick moment, get those missile ships over there. The gunships are the only thing he's got that can really stop this. You can see he's building strike fighters now as kind of like a desperate attempt to catch this base runner before it goes out. I think that's the right move, but sometimes the right move feels pretty crummy too, right? Not to mention here there is another one, so I mean he didn't lose these base burners, so let's pick up more artifacts with them. Everything's recharging. I don't think he's even going to be able to get over here in time. So this base burner is just going to extract. There's not really anything that he can do about it. Well, there it goes. I was waiting to see if something could happen, but I mean, he only has just gotten these things like off of cooldown, so... you can see they are launching, but not really much to do about it. Just, you know, the idea of turtling like this only works if you've gotten ahead, so I feel like A-game with an extremely comfortable win here. The only time it was ever in question was like that last engage there, but at that point he's so far ahead already. You have 4 out of 5, you know. Not a great start for Phoenixyo. Whoops. There we go. So game 2 on College Teeth. Again, like I said, I feel like this is a pretty good map for Coalition in this matchup. But A-game clearly is not afraid of it. Let's see what Phoenixyo chooses to do here. I mean, obviously I kind of want to see him mix it up here, because his base runner strategy did not work at all, right? Immediate Sandskimmer fab by A-game, by the way. Ooh. So I guess we're going to see A-game kind of bring this to his opponent. I assume we're looking at assault ships here, but he does have 2 on RUs, so I'm not certain. This might be a rail rush. But I want to see Phoenixyo kind of mix it up, because obviously his strategy did not work at all last game. So, interested to see what his plan is. This is definitely the salvagers that you build when you're going for a rail rush. The skimmer fab is so early though. This is a little bit unique, I think. He does start building them immediately, yeah. Yeah, this has got to be rail rush, because there's no way he's going to bank up enough CUs to get a assault ship fab anytime soon here. Getting the RU started like 2 up like that early is going to be a mistake when you do rail rush, or if you don't do rail rush, because oh, and how is going to flip him over to CUs? Maybe we'll still be assault ships then. This is a bit interesting to see. I was not expecting this, because I think if you want these guys getting RU, like he hasn't used the RUs yet, so they might as well have been getting CUs from the start here. This is interesting. Yeah, probably assault ship fab is on the cards here. There's no logic behind any of this. Oh, okay, I see. That would explain it as well. I'm like deeply analyzing what A-game is doing here. Like, what's the plan here? Yeah, there's no plan. Well, the reason why I start 2 on RUs for rail rush is because I'm trying to get the rail tech as fast as I can, which not everyone plays it that way, but I think it's really important. So that's why I'm thinking it's rail rush when I see 2 on RUs like that. But now he's actually fleet cap though, which is a little bit awkward here. But at any rate, here's the first contact. And this base burner here gonna get slapped. I would expect anyway. Fleet cap 45 coming out now for A-game. Actually, he's not going to go for the base burner, just wants to grab these salvagers instead. I think that's totally fair play. That inventory is done already, so here's the first turret for Phoenixyo. will be handy for the defense for now, but eventually A-Game will get the EMP, I think, and just run over him. But we'll see. That tech has actually been, like, had its cost greatly increased. It's not very good for rail rushing anymore, I don't think. So, remains to be seen. But you can definitely see how A-Game is pretty slow on getting that rail tech started. So now there's kind of a phase where he just kind of sits here awkwardly. This is why I get that rail tech very early when I do this build. Thick rail. Yeah, that's definitely... we should maybe rename them thick rails instead of heavy rails, you know? Because it means pretty much the same thing, right? Second turret set up here for Phoenixyo. And he has AV fab started this time. I think he's coming this way to sweep for a turret. Again, because it's kind of, he's too slow because the rail tech was very delayed here, right? So when he comes with the skims here. The thing is, like, this would be a problem if Phoenixyo already had, like, LAV fab in his production upgrade or something like that. Now A-Game's behind on rails and he's behind on getting that second PC out, but there's nothing here, right? AV tech is getting started too, but that's kind of the worst tech against rail rush, I would say. So I think this is fine for A-Game. Even though his rush is quite slow here, it's not gonna, like, it's not really gonna hurt him. I don't know about this carrier move out as well. Oh, I see, because he's popping an SC. The problem is, these skims might just run in and kill this turret. I mean, they can if they like. He's thinking about it. Looks like he wants to go, like, behind where the dunes can't see him, get around, and then jump in. And he does have a heavy rail, like we saw. A thick rail, that is. So, coming out here from the PC. Ready to hound on this carrier from the other side. This would be a problem if there's LAVs, because, you know, his rails are separated from the skim block. Actually, you know what? Phoenixyo putting kind of a decent defense here. Wow, that was surprisingly good with the depth axe. But again, there's no LAVs to punish the rail being separated from the skim blob, which doesn't exist anymore. To be fair, this is actually his skim blob now. But yeah, he can actually hit on this carrier for some time here. He just needs to make sure he gets that second PC at a good timing. Meaning probably right about now. I mean, he's gonna have the money for it in just a second. Because that production upgrade is done, so Phoenixyo is going to start spamming LAVs. But he starts another heavy rail, which I think is actually a mistake. A little bit too much focus on heavy rails could get you killed in a build like this. But again, he's got the money for it once more if he quick drops the RUs here, so... Well, that's not true. He needs actually 20 more, I think. There's that PC started. So he does have that coming out here. Phoenixyo trying to set a turret a little too close to the Rex. The Space Sprinter is just standing here idle, which is a little bit messy. Are they so bad but so good? I think they're just good. Don't really understand the premise. There is that turret. He did get that set down finally. But A-Game is here to kill it, actually. So this is not going to last very long. What? Uh-oh, but the LAVs actually do get him behind here, so it's going to catch the railgun. Okay. Signs of life here from Phoenixyo. A-Game's gonna lose both rails here, and his sand skimmers are actually stuck behind the carrier here, so they're gonna take a lot of damage on the lead up. This might be a fight that Phoenixyo could actually win. Looks like it's gonna be more like, oh, look, he's got two guys back here. Oh. What is happening? Anyway, the AVs are out now for Phoenixyo, and A-Game this time gonna build some assault railguns, probably as a result of this. Man, I wish those other emotes we could like use them because they're so funny, you know. And like when A-Game goes on like a tirade, we can all just spam wall of text at him. It's really sad that it doesn't work. Production mode, our production cruiser refinery mode coming out here for A-Game. So he seems to want to back away from the rush now. I actually wouldn't do this. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit crazy of me, but I think in this scenario, even if you lost the two heavy railguns, you can still push out across the map, and it's better for you to try that than to go back on the ref mode. But this will transition us to the mid game, which is a little bit more exciting to see. Huh, that is kind of strange. Yeah, it works for me too. I mean, I can see it, so... A tire aid? Assault Cruiser Fab coming out for Phoenixyo then. So that's going to be his choice moving into the mid-game here. I guess he does recognize, hey, I've got some time here, which is true. This is a good time to be teching AC Fab. And it's very, very strong on this map too, so I definitely appreciate this. There's that ref mode I was talking about. So A-Game will be up on the 3 base before too long. But Phoenixyo, if he builds another SC, he can be up on 3 base pretty fast too. So, you know, this actually looks kind of okay from Phoenixyo. He does have a turret set up here as well, so he's got a little bit of control, I suppose, on this quadrant, in a sense. But this is obviously not his extraction zone, so I'm not exactly sure. He needs to bring the Space Burner over to, like, actually get anything out of this. I think that's... No, that's not an SC. It's building too fast. He should be expanding up onto his third here. Because if he doesn't, he's going to find himself falling behind just passively. A-Game can't really take this fight here against the LAVs, but you can see he's kind of forming a little blockade over there, try and stop him from pushing in. He would have a bit of high ground if they try to push over, so I like that formation there. Scanner going to get denied here by this single LAV. But he's actually going to try and push in and take this. I think he wins that. Yeah, he does back out. But Phoenixyo is still not expanding. This might be an SC finally, but it might also be an AC, I'm not sure. And he needs to get up on that 3 base, because he's really falling behind here. This is going to start getting worse and worse the more time goes on. Scanner killed though does mean he does have options to maybe push into the main base with the AAV, so that's clearly what he's planning now. And you can see all of the army from A-Game is moving out to that side, but he does send this scout out, right? This is what A-Game does. He doesn't get caught by things like this. He'll assume these assault railguns come back immediately if they do. Missile ships being produced as well because he's expecting air. Okay, that is an SC. Good. Okay, so he is going to get up onto his 3 base now. The LAVs streaming in here, I think, really are just kind of moving to their death. They do have a death pack deployed as well, so they might get one AR, but that's it. Smoke deployed though, but it's actually going to kind of help A-Game. These AAVs are not going to be able to push in at all. So all those LAVs kind of die for nothing. And A-Game is faster as well, so he can push back now. Probe denied by the missile ship too, so Phoenixyo should know that there's anti-air now. And all of a sudden he finds himself resurgent on the field here. Could even push out through this choke maybe, but I'm sure he's a little worried about this turret if he knows that it's there. He might not though. But either way, it's not a terribly good habit to push into Fog of War, so A-Game definitely playing it a little bit more conservatively that way. Would be nice if he can get to Siege, but that's a very far... No, that's very far away on the tech tree, so he may not go for that. We do have artillery coming out for Phoenixyo now. Yeah, on regards wouldn't be bad here. But I think they're going to have a bit of trouble with these artillery. I mean, there's a lot of like choke points where the ACs can get up on top of them and the artillery can kind of whittle them down perhaps. So maybe not the best map for it, but... These guys with some really nice focus fire. Happens to the best of us clearly, so you know, nothing to be ashamed of. Phoenixyo is plugging the gap here with some AVs. He doesn't want to get backstabbed there. He's got the ACs out now as well. And these guys, I think, are probably going to push over the choke, but this is a lot of assault railguns. And as assault railguns are kind of like soft counters to everything, except for air, I guess, they probably will be able to kill off these ACs pretty easily if they choose to like engage them here. So that's true. You get the fast speedness, and you do take less damage to ARs, but it's not actually that much of a difference, I think. In vanilla, it gives you a lot of armor. It's kind of crazy. In patch, not quite so much. Dart maneuver here, being like having been invested by A-Game, but he does still lose one on the back foot there. These AVs now that we're plugging the gap are actually going to push in, but the ACs are really... Oh, these are sparkers. Okay. Never mind. I was going to say they were really idle here, but they are moving in. No reason for him to get anti-air, and he hasn't, so I'm happy about that. And he is building artillery as well, so he wants to get to that late game position. One heavy rail here, though, really going to facilitate these skims a lot. I think that A-Game can actually push on this in a way. Oh, he's got EMP. Oh. Oh. I do like the smoking from Phoenixyo, though. It's definitely what he wants to do. If this rail gets any closer, obviously the heavy rail will just die to these AVs, but there's a lot of skims, though. And no heavy vehicle armor tech for Phoenixyo means that they do die on that flank. Now what you want when you invest into a flank here that just ends up getting killed is you want to get something done on the other side. But these ACs are just idle here, they didn't move in. This was a window where they could have gone in and threatened main now. So definitely a window missed for Phoenixyo there. Gotta say, a bit uncharacteristic of A-Game as well to sort of let that happen. But because he did move kind of like the entire army over there. But he's not punished for it at all. Carrier unlock comes out now as well. He does start taking the assault ship fab. And this is definitely to get his siege cruisers out, I think. And he's going to start raiding. Obviously, he does have a very big blob here. And that EMP on the heavy railgun is going to mean actually quite a lot if ACs ever push in, because that's going to allow the assault rails to kill them. But artillery is a good answer to assault railguns, so he does have the tools he needs to get something done here to Phoenixyo. And a lot of turrets getting sent down. Well, he's got 3 on the main there. I guess just really worried about the backstab. I mean, to be fair, that is quite a nice, you know, bulwark of defense. He needs to be trying to play around with the flanks, so I think that's what ACs do so well on this map. And he's just kind of staying here. He's been here this whole time. If he can push in and make, you know, A-Game think about this, I think that'll be a lot better for him. A-Game now actually the one who's making the push. There's a lot of turrets here, though. I really don't know how this is going to work. And the barrage backwards actually is really, really nice here. He's going to kind of stick A-Game inside. He can't leave, right? It takes a lot of damage to these. Oh no, he canceled the barrage. Oh, Phoenixyo, what are you doing? But the turrets, that's true. They are chipping in for some really good damage here. These assault rails are actually really stuck in. Oh my gosh. I mean, how do they ever get out from here? Oh my goodness, what is this? This is quite unusual from A-Game. He might catch this artillery cruiser, but he's losing all of these assault railguns for it. Something else died here as well. I didn't quite catch what that was. Oh my. Yeah, there's no way that was worth it. Was that another artillery? Okay, so maybe he could lose 2 there. But this turret here actually coming in clutch, I suppose. It's going to keep this sport cruiser alive. Oh my goodness. That was kind of horrible, actually. Check the units lost tab here. A-Game very, very far behind now. Yeah, not what you expect. This is quite non-characteristic for A-Game. This kind of looks like one of my games, you know? He is ahead on that sort of late game power condition, but still no siege, of course, so... This is looking kind of rough now all of a sudden. That whole Sandskimmer blob going down there is just such a big deal. It's going to take forever to rebuild that. And you see he is going to try. Oh my. And I think that artillery is a really good counter to range calibration too, so A-Game probably not going to lock that tech in anytime soon. Because obviously the artillery cruisers will outrange the railguns, and once they turn that calibration on, they're so slow it's very, very hard to get them away from these barrages. And he does catch 2-3 assault railguns with this barrage here. He's going to push up the AVs now, but I don't like this. This kind of frontal assault I don't think is going to be good for him. Better he just backs away and, you know, takes the passive consistent damage from this artillery and get more of that, I think it's good. Yeah, that too. That too. He didn't lose much though, only like 1 AV, so... And that cooldown will be off very soon. So not a huge loss either. But he needs more artillery, I think. He is building it, so that's good. Should be aware though, A-Game can go in for the backstab here, but there's still a lot of turrets set up actually. Could even be another one. So this space is like deceptively defended, I guess I would say. It still is not great, but it's definitely... Yeah, he does need to heal his carrier, I agree with that. Look how many support cruisers he's got. Like, just bring one back here and heal this guy up. But in the meanwhile, he is actually starting his own backstab here on the A-Game side. This base is almost mined out. Actually, this base is mined out now. Another turret getting set down, right? Yeah, right in that position. That's good. He will lose the logistics module here, but that barrage is going to catch a couple of assault railguns again, so Phoenixyo is making this a really competitive all of a sudden. I must say, I was not expecting this, but... He's actually doing okay. EMP's the turret here, but... That turret is going to not really be needed here. He's not going to push on it. So he pushes this guy off the main base that he wasn't really mining, but that's okay. In the meantime, though, it looks like Phoenixyo did also back away. And he is healing his carrier, yay! No, I totally agree, though. Like, why can't this be the A game that I face, you know, when I'm playing finals or whatever? Maybe he just, like, filled the pieces, and this is how he's gonna play from now on. Because Phoenixyo's strads were too powerful. Maybe Phoenixyo, like, drugged him. Maybe that was the ultimate strat. Power 3 coming out for A game, by the way. But he does have that siege coming. That's on the way. He hasn't gotten the range upgrade. It's going to be a while before he can get that, I would suspect. But we are entering the late game here, where it's not easy to replace army, so... SC's killing you didn't expect, yeah? Does Phoenix have power? No, he does not, so... That's probably what he wants to look into getting now. He's really weirdly saturated on bases too. But you know, these guys who have finished mining out the main base, they're gonna go ahead and replace those. Okay, he moved his carrier away and he didn't heal it up. And he got gunships. What the? Well, I mean, I guess that's not so bad. You know, there's assault rails out here, but A-game's already got anti-air. Is it shaping up to be a kind of a weird game, though? I gotta say. Yeah, but he's got the tech, so he can always build more. I don't think that's really such a good idea from Phoenix when you already have seen a missile ship out. But who knows? I mean, if he can get some good damage done. If he can get some good damage done, I'll take it back. Range upgrade is on the way now for A-game. That's kind of a must when you're going to fight artillery versus artillery, so he is going to get that set up. 2 siege cruisers for him now. How many artilleries for... Oh my gosh, that's a lot of SC. How many artilleries for Phoenixyo? Just 2 as well. So I think he really needs to be committing more into that, but he hasn't got much money. Because of that weird saturation, you know? He's got 3 artifacts picked up, though, and that's going to be a big deal. A-game going to see this backstab of the missile ship. Really wants to keep this guy alive, though, because obviously that is kind of his way to deal with the air. Barrage is here for the siege cruisers coming out. Now, if there's a precision barrage to match, he has to leave. So, taking a bit of fire, he's already going to back away there. Looks like that was actually not a precision barrage. Oh, no, maybe it was. AVs are going to attempt to get in here now. The gunships are finding the Sandstormers, though. They're going to do a lot of damage to this blob, actually. This is kind of huge. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I really like how the gunships first looked for the siege cruisers, but then found there was anti-air there, and then just went for the Sandstormer bomb. He's gonna lose one, though. Oh, he's gonna lose both. That's pretty bad, actually. But still, he killed the entire Sandstormer blob with it, so if there's a moment for him to move in, this is probably it. He just needs to be careful, because these rails are still definitely set up here. If you're gonna move in for the EMP, he hits it. So one of these ACs is out of action right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, the assault rails are kind of feeding in, though. They really need to focus fire down these ACs. He hasn't got all that much damage. Okay, he will kill the ACs here. The assault railgun numbers are starting to look a little thin. If he had carrier power, right, this is where he would start looking really good. But so much money in these siege support cruisers, I feel like he just doesn't quite have what he needs to really make this threatening. I don't know what this base runner is supposed to do, by the way. Could pick up that artifact. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's going to head out to. Still, though, if he can get these 3 arties out, that is actually quite a bit of power, but it looks like he doesn't really believe he can do it. And he still hasn't healed his carrier, ladies and gentlemen, so despite having this many support cruisers, the carrier is still at like 2/3 health, which I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, it's looking just a little bit Vega here. No power in the carrier, no real threats to the army of A-game. And A-game right now is teching power 4, so he's actually pretty beefy. Question is, though, can he get these artifacts in? Because if he can do that, at least he's got something. Then he'll be able to fight with his carrier. But again, the carrier's low already. I mean, it's not really the start that he wanted to all this. A-game not going to go in for the carry blocks. He's going to concede these 3 artifacts. Those are going to get out. But the support cruisers are just driving right into his opponent's face. What's the idea here? I don't really understand what this is supposed to do. There's the 3 artifacts, though. Phoenixyo needs to power it up immediately. He will. His carrier is already so low, though. I mean, I just don't know how this turns out. And this siege doing a lot of damage to A-Game's artillery cruisers as well. Oh boy. Or did I say A-Games? These are Phoenixyos. Does he have power 5? No. But, he's got 4. Artillery's still doing what artillery do, but I think that A-Game can actually kill off this artillery cruiser. Yeah, he does see that. So down it goes. Phoenixyo's carrier is just so low here. I mean, it'd be nice if he had like 5 support cruisers right now, yeah? So, I feel like this carrier just has to die here. I don't see any way that Phoenixyo is really gonna escape. Really gonna escape his doom here. Yeah, these 2 barrages I think will just seal the deal. Down he goes. What a weird game. I mean, I'm not used to seeing A-Game kind of flop around like that. That was quite unique. But Phoenixyo definitely with the big throw here. Oh my. Oh my. What a strange game. Hey, he made it competitive though, you know? I mean, that's what I wanted to see after that game, game 1. Let's load 3 in here now. It's gonna be on Titan Passage, like I said. Interesting pick, right? Because obviously we don't usually see this map. Titan Passage, I think, a map where, like, say you have this spawn, if your opponent can inhabit your 3rd here, really hard to deal with it, because there's, like, high ground leading up to it, right? Generally, I think it's better designed when, like, the 2nd base is either flat ground with a 3rd or has high ground up to it. And then, if, like, on this other side, it's kind of similar, I think, with this hill holding the 3rd base off. But, unfortunately, this map is quite asymmetrical, which I'm not really a fan of. But one thing I do like about it is that it has a lot of air around these bases here, so there's often some kind of funny things that you can do. 2nd PC from A-Game. Oh. Now that's quite an interesting play here. With these 2 salvagers now switching to LDM, it's clear he's going to go for some Sandskimmer fab. Oh my gosh. Sandskimmer spam here. Which is fun to see. This is kind of an old school build, we don't usually see this. Discardable burb, I guess, so that's good. Looks like Phoenixyo will do similar things, though. He does actually have all 6 here. But he is going to do long distance mine. Some CUs as well. He does have a base runner coming out, though, so perhaps he's just thinking about getting... Oh my gosh, he's building another salvager. He's already got 6 on this base, right? So he's going to long distance mine RUs now. This is kind of crazy. I mean, at that point, just get a sport cruiser, I think. But he is clearly going to go for some base burner shenanigans. He does have that inventory tech done already and a new base burner built, so he's got that cooldown gone. Well, we saw how A-Game's Rail Rush went last time. I don't know. I don't know if we should. I don't know if we should desire to see that again. But he is moving out with the. He is moving out with the PCs here, building a lot of skins. So we'll see what he's able to get done. Who needs rails? Yeah, good point, man. Who freaking needs rails? It's a dumb unit. Don't ever build it. Pro, here you're gonna catch one of the PCs, but not the other one, which is crucial. And you can see A-Game does back it away so that he doesn't know. LAV Fab gonna tech then. And this is where Phoenixyo probably thinks, okay, so I spam LAVs, I'll be able to deal with this. But he does actually have inferior production to these 2 PCs, so this is kind of nice from A-Game. Production upgrade does get started, though. Well, if you don't know how to micro. Yeah, you can keep probes alive against PCs if you're on top of it. So we've seen many people do that. It's tough though. I will agree. Like PC AA is quite more consistent now than it was in vanilla. Like sometimes in vanilla the PC would just one-shot you, and then sometimes it would fire like 3 times and just not hit you at all. And now it does about half your health in every burst. So if you let it get 2 bursts off, it'll die. It's just kind of how it works. First turret gonna get siege down here. We do already have a jet pack being deployed, so you can tell Phoenixyo kind of sweating a little bit already. Now goes the turret though for the cost of about 3 skins. This base spinner here way out of position. Not going to really be able to contribute to this at all. But we do have LAV tech done. As well as that production upgrade. He's going to start teching the AVs. I don't know. I think he really needs LAVs here to help deal with this. But this is a lot of skins here. I don't know what this base runner was planning off on the side. I guess he wanted to go for some cheese on the back foot. This is probably a response to only seeing one PC. This number of skins has to be very surprising for Phoenixyo. And A-Game, I assume now, will invest into tech of some kind. It'd be nice if he switched one of these LEM guys to mine C's there, or RUs that is, so that he can get the railguns out a little bit faster. For now, it looks like he is shaping up to make a carrier dive here, and he can do this. There's only one LAV to defend, so he's not got a whole lot of damage to Phoenixyo. So Agen's gonna dive in here and see if he can kill off these salvagers. Looks like they're retiring though. If your opponent retires his salvagers, you've already won, right? So just leave now. I mean, there's nothing to fight for. That's kind of equivalent to having killed all of the salvagers already. He does have this base runner coming out. It's gonna set a turret down, guys. It'll be big. But I don't think A-Game's really terribly worried about this, and probably he techs the rails and just kills him at his leisure here. Again, this is a serious point if A-Game wins this one, so not looking great for Phoenixyo for his chances of survival here. We do have some AVs out, but this is so many skins. I mean, they can just ignore the AVs and kill them. And A-Game's actually coming back home with the PCs. I'm not a big fan of this. I think at this point, you know, just stay here and kill him, right? I mean, you just get rail fab, he's gonna die for sure. Oh, he lost both of those cells. That's kind of rough. Where did his RUs just go? I thought he had spent too much. Maybe he just really is not getting that many. Okay, this base runner thinks it's gonna extract an artifact. Oh, they went into base runners. Yeah, he's been. Oh, he's getting ref mode. I mean, obviously that's not a bad choice, but it's just gonna take so much longer, right? Like, there's no chance that A-Game loses here, you know. But it's a little boring for us. Phoenixyo is rebuilding his eco. It's gonna take him a while though. PC gonna tank the turret here for one volley, and then the Sandskimmers will come finish it off, I think. That's usually how these things go. Actually, the skim's getting here a little bit slow, so he does lose one, but that's not gonna be a big deal. Ref mode done in about 10 seconds here, and he does start some salvager production. And he'll be able to get up on 3 base really, really fast here. He's going to go for the double extract too. These AVs really can't stop it because he doesn't have any armor tech. So if these skims come up here, he's going to be able to kill off the AVs. Are you worried we will say a swear? What? No, the chat delay just like increases as the stream goes on. There's not really much you can do about it. I find if people notice that their messages are really delayed, they can like refresh the stream and that'll reduce the delay, but there's not really anything else for it. Looks like these AVs are going to try and stop the extract actually. But as they leave the main base, obviously A-Game going to come up here and plan on attacking the main. A couple of AVs going to ward him off though, he chooses not to go in on this. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, he's going to get this out and then he needs to come back and get the heal off. I think he can make the extract. Oh boy. No, he can't quite make the extract here. That's kind of crippling. I think he should dive with these sand skimmers here, but of course, A-Game not usually a big fan of diving like that, so I guess I can see why he doesn't do it. Looks like he just wants to finish this off with carrier power here, so he's gonna play a little bit more proactively than we gave him credit for, but definitely the game could already be over. I mean, A-Game is massively ahead here. There's no chance for Phoenixyo to get back into this. Building another base runner, of course, that's a very good way to get some free carrier power, so doesn't seem like he's ever going to invest into getting like one of these techs here, really. He doesn't really need it. And as for Phoenixyo, he does have his eco set up in a way, but he's LDMing RUs while he's got no one getting it on the main base, which is really funky looking. Obviously, I mean, why have this guy travel this far to get the RUs if he could just mine it right there? But, I don't know, to each their own. Maybe he's got some big brain idea. Maybe my feeble mind just simply can't. My feeble mind simply cannot fathom how that works. Power 3 technically now for A-Game. He may build another base whenever he gets some money for it, but it doesn't look like that's on the cards anytime soon. Games missed, just 2. So, and it's just A-Game versus Phoenixyo. So, I think you can guess how they've gone. This is indeed match point. We do have that SC finally from Phoenixyo, so he's going to get up on the 2 base, but it will probably be denied from him. Phoenixyo has been talking about how AVs can kill carriers, but I think we're going to put that to the test here. Seeing as they do 1 damage per shot, it's not really a great look. Honestly, A-Game can just kill these AVs, I think, with this number of skims. There's still no ups on these. Oh, wait, no, they've got armor 1, actually. I take it all back. With Power 3 finishing for A-Game now, he's just going to massacre these salvagers here. They can't believe they signed up for salvage. It's a group stage, which is like a round robin with 4 groups. Well, usually 4, it depends how many we have. And then, based on performance, that you're seeded into one of 2 single elimination brackets. So this is the quarterfinals A of the upper bracket. Or no, B, I think. Railgun Fat finishes for Phoenixyo here. Hey, I mean, at least he's got the right idea. You do need railguns to deal with a carrier push like this, but it's a little bit far gone at this point, I would say. A-Game very slowly crawling his way over there with the low-speed Gaussian carrier here. Like Sandskim rating? Oh, okay. I was like, what? No, yeah, railguns. But he does have that first railgun out as well. Oh, he was technically waiting for a second? Oh, I didn't see that. But yeah, the skims here are gonna slide in and get that railgun. I mean, there's no way that, like, these AVs can really defend. They can buy for a bit of time, but that's really about it. Dipex's deployed here, but A-Game definitely gonna dodge that one. He's actually going after the logistics module, which is a little bit awkward there. The skim count is definitely thinning out, though. You can see these AVs are doing their job. Actually, look at that. He's going to keep this railgun alive. You know, maybe I was very wrong to suggest he should be diving the carrier earlier, because you can see these Sandskrims actually built a lot faster than I thought they would. Another extract comes out, though. And A-Game surmising he just has the damage to ignore the railgun and kill off this carrier. He's on top of it, too, so it's not like Phoenixyo can build any more railguns from here. They'll just die immediately. Power 4 comes into the armor here. Looks like he will just take a bit of time to kill off that railgun, but these AVs, I don't really know what they can possibly do. They are going to go down. Or rather, everything's going to explode if the carrier does. And A-Game just going to take this game pretty comfortably, I think. Very strange second game, but he does win the series, which I think was the expected result. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And I'll catch you in the next one, which will be... it'll be Sick IGN versus God Hates Weaves. That's what it's going to be. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the series. A-Game is going to advance to the semifinals. And we'll move on to that.